right, how about an token update? We're going to have a brief history lesson, talk about the USDL strategy, the sacrifice results, what happened during mainnet, where does a benevolent wallet sit in terms of its assets, and a few other items as you can see here. I think the big one is, what's the final UPToken strategy? You know, we started off with the USDL strategy, but now we're sitting at the UPToken strategy, as well as the smart contract where we sit with those. Those two items are important. So the history lesson, liquid loans telegram rooms. Everybody was talking about how excited they were about this haunted strategy, and haunted, revealed himself and doxed himself to everybody. But the concerns were that we needed $20,000 in order to get that 1,000% collateral and come up with a $2,000 loan, which is the minimum loan for liquid loans. So out of those discussions, as well as this concept of how do we amplify this haunted strategy now that it's been discussed, and so the UPToken strategy and the USDL strategy were created, and the goals were to create buy pressure and maintain liquidity. So the USDL strategy was this whole idea about how do we get this amplifier to work for us, come up with this 21 million token hyper-deflationary idea, and have these two vaults. We want a buy and burn vault. We want a USDL vault, and those are all about this feedback loops. Haunted is creating tokens. So we have our buy and burn vault over here. We have the USDL vault over here. There were some discussions about what ratios we wanted. All of that came from those community groups, and we want to buy and burn tokens. We want this to be deflationary. So that's where this USDL strategy and they came from. There was a 40-day sacrifice and trying to get a fair distribution, avoid whales. So there was a pool A with 12 million UP tokens. Max wallet was 3,000. That it probably less than 4 hours that pool was open, and these 12 million tokens were consumed. Then pool B were 6 million tokens, no max, and you get a proportional share. So if you're 50% of the sacrifice for this pool here, then you would have gotten 3 million tokens. And then the benevolent wallet gets 3 million for a total of 21 million UP tokens. Token distribution, there were 485 sacrificers. Currently, only 8 wallets have more than 1% of total supply. That effort to make sure there are not any whales out there manipulating the market, killing our prices. Largest address has less than 2.3% of the tokens. Tokens were given to the sacrifice wallets on mainnet. This was community driven. People wanted their tokens. Give us an out. Let's get some price discovery, because we know what we paid for them. They were $sign what. The pool A was 2.5 cents, and I think pool B the rate was about six, a little over 6 cents. And so say, hey, let's play around with the price on the Ethereum. Even though we can't use the UPToken or the USDL strategy, let's see what price discovery. So that would happen. Liquidity was provided by the community, and when Richard came out and said, hey, this is your last warning, people pulled their liquidity because they wanted to hold their tokens right down here, and they didn't want to risk having their tokens in the liquidity pool when it split. Pulse Chain launched. We had a huge success with the bridge. We were able to get I shouldn't say we. I'm not the benevolent wallet, not even close. But I'm part of the community. That's why I say we. But Haunted was able to bridge the money over, or whoever owns the benevolent wallet was able to use the bridge. One of the few people to use the bridge. They acquired a bunch of Pulse at what we thought was a great rate. Again, there's no crystal balls. So when we were getting sack rate, when the community saw the benevolent wallet grabbing a Pulse at less than sack rate, everybody's pretty excited. But then we had this unexpected yield. There was a bonus yield out there. We were able to get this incentive token, so that was nice. And so now the benevolent wallet is sitting strongly positioned, waiting for liquid loans. What are the current assets? Well, there's over 8 billion Pulse in the benevolent wallet. There's $65,000 in stables. They're still getting some yield, with the incentive token, and there's a minor amount of fees. Then I think this is probably a big note. Prior to mainnet, the UPToken community was concerned that the price of Pulse would run away from us, and the benevolent wallet would require less than a few billion Pulse. And to have 8 billion, that was very surprising and very pleasant to know. Liquidity bonanza. This is another haunted genius idea here. Wanted to kickstart liquidity over here on the Pulse chain. It's like, okay, here's Pulse chain. The community is providing liquidity. How can we get more liquidity in there? And so he came up with this idea to, have a lottery. And so you earned a ticket by donating 10,000 Pulse. By the way, this is going on, and the giveaway happens when Liquid Loans goes live. So as soon as Liquid Loans goes live, we'll find out who wins the 10,000 Pulse. Here's what happens with the Pulse that's donated. 90% of the Pulse is used to go provide liquidity. That was the purpose of it. So they take half of the Pulse, go buy uToken with it, removing it from the market. So it added buy pressure, and it bought the uToken and it put it right in here. And 10% went to a buy and burn, bought the uToken and burned it. So we've already lost 10,000 uTokens have been purchased and burnt. They're gone. Benevolent Wallet contributes some of the incentive yield to this wallet. 2,000 token giveaway early board. Somebody presented haunted with 2,000 uTokens, and they had an early bird giveaway. And the current assets. Here's the part that's probably important to everybody. What are we looking at in this wallet? Well, this wallet has 85,000 uTokens, and it has a majority of the LP. All of this is to help the uToken. Nobody's taking this and saying, "Hey, this is their money." This belongs to the community. It's the Liquidity Bonanza wallet. Summary: it was designed to benefit the uToken and its community, and it's been a major success. And we have some community members have also donated 10,000 tokens for a fresh wallet lottery. That one already happened. Somebody won. It wasn't me, but if you added some tokens to a new wallet, you were able to get a ticket to win these 10,000 tokens, and there was a winner. Evolution of the buy and burn. So this is the key. In order for this token to be deflationary, we want buy and burn. So the initial one was from the USDL strategy. We're going to have that buy and burn vault where it just buys and burns. Then we were able to generate additional locations for buy and burn through some of the yield mechanisms that the Benevolent Wallet has been able to achieve. Through the Pulse Farms that's generated a yield, it's going to generate some yield in Liquid Loans, and the funds generated in here are going to be used to amplify the buy and burn. We've had the Liquidity Lottery Bonanza. That's already done a buy and burn. UpX is the new token in the chat rooms everybody's talking about. And within UpX, there's going to be a buy and burn for the uToken itself. And then there's community members talking about making NFT, single-sided staking, LP fees. If you want to submit an idea on how to increase the buy and burn, there's a Telegram room for the uToken. 900 plus members in there. Please join us and share your ideas. All right, the no expectation wallet. What's the purpose? Well, we're supposed to say the right words here, right? We're supposed to say no expectation. The initial funding for this came from the unexpected LP yield in the farming during those early days of the Pulse Chain network, when our Benevolent Wallet was one of the few wallets that were able to get across the bridge, and it was able to do an awful lot of farming. So we took that. I don't want to say we, but the Benevolent Wallet took those funds that it was receiving and opened up this no expectation wallet. It will have ongoing funding, 5% of each vault loan, and the current assets are 2.8 billion Pulse. That is very nice to see. And what's going to happen with this? Well, I'm supposed to say no expectation, right? Wait, I forgot no expectations. But dev fees, web hosting fees, buy and burn's a strong possibility for this, marketing. But most likely, I'm thinking that the Pulse that we have up here, this 2.8, is just going to end up back in the Benevolent Wallet, added to the vaults. But again, no expectations, because we're unsure of what may come up that we need to handle in terms of helping this uToken community. This wallet will benefit uToken and its community. But we're just not sure. Where do you take those assets and apply them? Where are you going to best help the community? So there's a no expectation wallet. So we have a little bit of flexibility. The smart contract, and why do I say we need a little bit of flexibility? Because the smart contract is going to be immutable. We're going after making sure that this thing is fully automated, doing itself, no admin access to the funds, and it's currently being tested on V4. And if you're going to lock up everything, then you might want to have a small amount that you can go back and adjust in case something happens. And again, this is not necessarily what I would call a small amount, and we have this ongoing funding, but it's there to ensure that the people in the community are not going to run into trouble that they can't fix. All right, so what's going on with this UPToken strategy? You know, we had the USDL strategy. You see the big X over here, right? We're crossing it out. It's not the USDL strategy anymore. It's the UPToken strategy. There have been some adjustments. You know, like this says right here, we got some adjustments. The first adjustment that's very important, you see this scribbly line over here. What happened here? Well, the USDL that you were getting from the liquid loans protocol used to go back up and increase the supply. Now, the yield from the loan staking is going to go towards a buy and burn. Yeah, that additional buy and burn might outpace what we're doing with the buy and burn over here on the buy and burn vault. Because we still have the buy and burn vaults, we still have the USDL vaults, and they're still going to do this feedback loop where they come back up and they get bigger. We want the vaults to grow in size, so the idea is for these two guys to get bigger. We want them to go up in the number of tokens they have. And some of the other adjustments, number two, you know, initially in the USDL strategy, we had a 500% collateral ratio. We're thinking 1,000% looks a little bit better. We do have the option, it sounds like, to maybe drop it back to 500% initially before we lock the immutable code. So some discussions are still being had there. And then number three, the structure of where the loans go has changed a little bit. And so we now have the 5% no expectations. And we have 95% of this will go to the buy and burn or the USDL. And we're going to talk about this on the next slide. So what happens down here at this section right here is what we're talking about. Well, the buy and burn vault's going to go get a loan, as we know. 5% goes to the no expectation wallets. Then the other 95%, there's 95% over here left. 1/4 of it, and then 3/4 of it. So 1/4 of 95 comes out to 23.75. 3/4 of 95% comes out to 71.25. So 1/4 of it goes to the buy and burn. 3/4 of it goes to buying purchasing pulse, and that pulse goes back up into the vault, and we, you know, that feedback loop, it's getting larger. So the number of pulse that sit in here is going to increase because of this section. Over here, the USDL that we're borrowing over here, half of it gets taken to a buy and burn. That's what we want. We want to see that buy and burn. The other half is also going to a buy and burn, but it's a delayed buy and burn. We're waiting for the price of UPToken to drop because we're figuring that once we start getting all these buy and burns, the price is going to start taking off. And then you're going to have somebody who wants to sell their bag. And when they sell their bag and the price drops, psychologically, we don't want to see that. So what happens is we got this reserve balance over here. It's like, okay, let them eat all the slippage. They drop it. Then boom, this activates and price shoots right back up. So all of us, when we look at our DEX screener account, it's like, all right, the price is back. The other side, the USDL vault does something very similar. It gets a loan, 5% no expectation wallet, 95% again split. 1/4 goes to purchasing USDL to go to the stable pool. The other one goes to Pulse. So this Pulse goes back in the vault, and that vault increases in size. This right here goes over to the stable pool, which is this section of the chart, increasing our ability to reactivate wallets, increasing that part. So this whole thing is about feedback loops, right? We want these loops. We want all of our vaults to get larger. So the new buy and burn from down here, I'm looking at this guy, the new buy and burn from the loan staking pool yield, this could be massive. We don't know what liquid loans is going to do, but many project a lot of loans, and every loan pays a fee, and those fees go to the stakers of the loan token, and we plan to have a big portion of that. Also, a major benefit of the UPToken price protocol, the reserve pool. So that this action happens. You know, price drops, boom, we activate some buy and burn. So there's just all this continuous buy and burn. That's what we're looking for. So we keep talking about this buy and burn, but where's the math? We want to see what the price is going to do. Well, that's going to come to you here in the next video. When you see the next video, this will be my page one. Page one will be this guy right here. And when you see that, that's the math video. That'll have all the spreadsheets, and I'll show you what my projections are for the buy and burn. Until then, enjoy the little history lesson, the memory lane here, down memory lane. You guys all have a beautiful day.